I'm super excited because we're going to be learning mindset around sales as well as strategies. Very specific tips I'm going to be sharing, no theory, like actual practical tips on how to sign high ticket clients and start converting them within 30 days. So my name is Alia. I'm Lebanese. I'm currently living in Barcelona right now. I'm a business and marketing consultant for service providers and coaches, and I help my clients through one-on-one inside my group programs or one-on-one to craft tailored business, sales, and marketing strategies and helping them with accountability and support, helping them get to consistent 5K months in their business as we work on together so they can have more time, freedom to book vacations and spend more time with their families. Now, today we're going to be covering my profit sales funnel frameworks that took me around 4 years to nail down, and that has converted into consistent 5K, 10K months for me and my clients. So you're going to learn how to find, connect, and start converting your dream clients within 30 days. You're going to learn today 3 sales funnels that are obvious, but so many people don't use them the right way, on how to help you build them into your business to maximize outreach and start getting leads with sales. We're going to focus on Instagram, LinkedIn, and email as our 3 primary sales funnels. And you're going to apply these high converting sales funnel process so you are selling on autopilot with ease without being salesy or pushy. Because I know a lot of us here don't like to be sold at, don't like to sell, don't like to talk about money, don't like to even mention your services. So we're going to be learning how to do it in a very nice, classy way and on autopilot. So we're going to be covering the biggest mistake I see many business owners make. And if you do them, it's okay. A lot of people are doing similar ones. It's good to have awareness around it so we can stop making these mistakes. I'm going to cover a bit about mindset shifts around sales because I can give you all the best strategies in the world, but if you have a negative limiting belief around money and sales, guess what? Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to move. So it's important that we cover a bit around how to start loving sales, how to fall in love with it, how to be okay with talking about money and selling your services and offers. Then we're going to get into what are sales funnels without getting any technical. There's no coding here required, no fancy website work you're going to be doing. I'm going to give you some examples, one for coaches and one for service providers. Most of you guys are freelancers, so I'm going to focus on the service providers. Then I'm going to share with you how to turn your LinkedIn and Instagram into sales funnels and why you should be using email marketing as a supporting funnel. I learned that the hard way, and I will showcase a case study around that as well. Okay, so guys, let me know in the chat, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to sales and getting clients? Be specific. Do let me know in the chat. I'd love to know, and this will also help us lead the way when we do some Q&A in the end. So do let me know in the chat, what are your biggest challenges when it comes to sales? And I will read them once you let me know. Excellent. So let me tell you about my personal journey so that you can see that really I've done this. I've done it the hard way, and I want to teach you the fast way. Before, 4 years ago when I started, I followed the bro marketing, as it's called, where we had to spend 14 to 16 hours a day doing lead generation, cold emailing and cold DMing, which I hated, but that was the way to do 10K months per month. So I used to do 14 hours of work. I used to speak to 100 cold leads a day. I used to have to book 40 to 60 sales calls a month, which was very draining. I used to sign barely 10% of them. I was barely making $1,000 a month. I was not working smart. I was working harder. It required a lot of my time. And I felt like if I'm not working on my business, I was not generating leads. And if you're not generating leads, you don't have clients, right? Now, where did that go? Now, I don't work 14 hours a day. I actually work 5 hours a day, 5 hours a week. I convert 80% of my sales calls. I have around 4 to 6 sales calls a month. And I have a team that supports me because I have that extra income to hire a team where everything is automated and working for me. I am selling every day on multiple sales funnels on autopilot. I'm going to show you how to do that today. Let me just read what people are saying. So a big struggle is having consistent flow of inbound leads, feeling I don't have enough experience or enough bandwidth to take on new clients. Very interesting, Kendra. wanting to sell without it being exhausting. I was so exhausted. Like, guys, 60 sales calls a month. Can you imagine? Like, it was so draining. Biggest challenge, it takes too much time on my own, and I don't feel like I'm a good closer sometimes. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. I like to say that if what I'm going to be teaching you today, once you set up the foundations of your 2-3 sales funnels, because you don't need to set them all at the same time. You only need to choose one main one for your business and a supporting funnel, which I will cover. Once you set this up, it will do all the heavy lifting for you. So all you'll be focusing on is actually the fun part, which is content and video and having sales conversations and doing both inbound and outbound lead generation. But it's going to be fun because once people come into your business ecosystem, the sales funnels will do the heavy lifting for you. And then it gets easier to close because when we have a sales call, it's no longer a sales call. It's like a, what is it called? A compatibility call, as they say, right? So that's, you will learn that today. All right. So how will it feel to wake up having 4 discovery calls booked? I wish someone told me that is the dream I can have instead of having to go every day and look for 100 leads a day. How will it feel to have 2 inquiries on Instagram asking how can they work for you? Can they work with you? And how will it feel to have 10 new connections that accepted connect on LinkedIn? Because I'm very big on connecting with ideal clients on LinkedIn, especially if you're a service provider. I know a lot of you don't feel like LinkedIn is a sexy platform. It's so like, ugh, boring, techie, like it's for a job resume. I need you to start loving LinkedIn because honestly, everybody's moving to LinkedIn. I've been on it for the last 3 years. That's where serious high-ticket clients are on. And I'm not going to rely on the Instagram algorithm to dictate my sales. So if you are a service provider, really tune into the LinkedIn part because it's going to be important. So how will it feel for people to connect with you and tell you, hey, you know, I've been actually wanting to hire a designer or actually been wanting to hire a content copywriter. It's great that we connected now. I get this all the time for myself and for my clients. You get messages like this. I get somebody adding me because all my LinkedIn profile is SEO key friendly. So I use the right keywords, right? And so I tell them, hey, thanks for adding me. He's like, it's a pleasure to connect with you. He's like, actually, how much do you charge for a consultancy? I'm actually interested to learn the best sales practices. I get these kind of messages all the time, as well as my clients. And we were going to make this very smooth for your business. So let's talk about the biggest mistakes I see many business owners do. I'm glad, I don't know if I said it right, but I'm glad you like LinkedIn. I really like it. It's like no bullshit platform. It's straight to the point, and it's amazing. You know, like they say that the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth is. And on LinkedIn, it's actually literally for that. It's to grow your network, whether it's business, whether it's referrals, opportunities. Like the world is really your oyster on LinkedIn. So these are some of the biggest mistakes I see. If you do some of them, it's okay. It's all a trial and error, but let's try to avoid them from now on. So a lot of people think that social media is a business plan. Like, so I just launched my business. I opened an Instagram page. That's not going to generate leads. Like that's not even a business or marketing plan. So just thinking that social media is a huge, big mistake that we see. Not having systems in place to create leads consistently and on repeat. Not even knowing what leads are, or not even generating at least 10 to 20 new leads every single month. Not asking for the sale, being too shy, or being worried about getting rejected and feeling spammy, right? Because we hate being sold to, so we don't want to sell to others, right? Not doing market research or understanding what your audience wants and how you stand out. Girls, guys, whoever is here, if you make these mistakes, do let us know if you actually make them by sharing some of that on the chat. There is no shame in doing them. I've done all of them, not this one because I'm a marketing consultant. I studied that in business, but I've done all of those. I've done all of those, okay? Spending hours on Instagram, comparing myself to other, and guess what? I freeze. I'm like, oh my God, they're making 6 figures, 7 figures. Why would anybody hire me? Like they can just hire them, right? I'm sure you've all done that. Avoiding sales calls. Avoiding sales calls. So many people ask, how many sales calls are you doing per month? Like crickets, I swear. I've done an in-person workshop last week. Like, how many sales calls are you guys doing? Anybody doing $2,000 a month? Crickets, you know, and it's all related, right? So sales conversations, And sales calls is a correlation with actually how much income you make here in business. Only relying on making sales on your referrals. I know lots of people are guilty of this. You are an amazing website designer and you get most of your clients from referrals. That's amazing. But you also need more clients so you can double and triple your referrals, because then eventually the well will dry up, right? So we don't want to always be relying on referrals. Giving up too fast when you're not getting results from any effort you do, from social media, from TikTok, from email marketing, from any other marketing activity that you do. So you're giving up too fast and you're moving on to the next thing. Shiny object syndrome. We're all guilty of that. Changing your target audience and niche. 2-3 months, I tried this. Oh, this didn't work. I move on to another one. Guys, in marketing, it's all about, one, measuring everything, but we're not going to get into that. But it's about being consistent. So I always like to do a 90-day game frame. I like to go in, like focus on one niche, one offer, one platform, go all the way in 90 days, get some traction, have sales conversations, get the ball rolling, test it out, pick their brain. Then I can get some metrics and KPIs, and then I can optimize before I think about changing target audience and niche. So I highly advise you to be very strategic before you switch gears, right? Trying too many trends and strategies, shiny object syndrome, spending hours on Canva. Everybody likes to spend hours on Canva rather than getting on a sales call or actually starting a conversation. So these are big mistakes that I see many business owners do. Hopefully, after this master class, you will understand what's going on, and you'll understand that if you implement these 3 sales funnels that I'm going to teach you that help my clients sign from 3K to 10K packages, this will help you to work smarter and not harder, and will free up actually your time because it will do the heavy lifting for you. And also it's good to just understand where you're putting your time and what's actually going to move the needle and generate sales. And spending time on Canva is not going to generate that, all right? Okay, so do let me know in the chat, how do you feel about sales? Like when I say sales, like how does it feel? Does it feel like, am I going to get rejected? I hate it, icky, spammy. So just drop in how you feel about it. And how many sales calls are you actually having per month? Do you even track that? Do you avoid that? Do let me know just so I can understand where everyone is at in the room. So do let me know. Right. So I will move on, but I will read it as we go. So let's talk about the mindset around selling, because before I can give you all the strategies, I want to help you shift the way you feel about mindset and sales. So selling, to me, it's as I've learned it from being in sales, doing so many sales calls, hating it, I literally like 40 sales calls a month, guys. Like it was ridiculous. So that's basically 2 sales calls a day, every single day. Like it was ridiculous. So the way I started loving sales is that knowing that when I get on a call with someone and knowing that I can help them, I get to actually help them. I get to heal them. If I'm a mindset coach, I get to also serve them. And in return for my service, helping them in their business or giving them beautiful designs or whatever, I get to save them time and I get to help them out, right? So it's a positive act of being of service to others, right? And when we don't sell our services in a non-salesy way, in a non-pushy way, we're actually doing them a disservice, because then they don't end up saving time if they had hired us for their website design, for example, and they would have spent way more money trying to do it on their own or hiring the wrong person and them doing it the wrong way, right? But if you know that you can help someone, whether you're a content creation, a VA, a designer, a developer, what else? What do you guys do? Do let me know in the chat so I can give specific examples. You are helping people either gain something or saving them time and money. So we are doing them a disservice when we don't actually help them out, right? So when we do sell to the right people, to the right audience, we can actually, in that sales call or in the conversation, we can show them how passionate we are of what we do. We can communicate that to them. And that is selling. Selling is actually you actually being very passionate about what you do and really, really wanting to help them. When I show up on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever, or even on sales calls, I really, really want to help people because I know that I can help them and I will meet them at their budget that they need. But I want to make them go by the end of the call knowing that there's a way to support them. whether it's a free resource or a small ticket or a high ticket. And if I don't sell to them, like for example, now, like if I don't come and give you this workshop, I'm doing you guys a disservice, right? Because we're here to be of service to others. And in the end, people pay us for us. We decide what we want to be paid for. But, you know, there's always, it's nice to create like a value ladder where you can meet people at their budgets. And that way you don't leave money on the table and you get to meet everybody's budgets. So this is how I like to think about selling, right? So when you fall in love with what you do and how passionate you are, and knowing that you are here to help others and the impact you have on them, this will help you when you are selling and when you are thinking about doing lead generation, right? So it's very important to have a positive energy around sales and lead generation. That is how money will flow, right? So I share that here. I'm going to be sharing like the law of attraction. Have you guys watched The Secret recently or ever watched The Secret, right? So in The Secret, there's the law of attraction, right? So they say that if you keep thinking like today you're going to have a bad day, today you're going to have a bad day, right? Like you started in the house, it's such a bad day. Then you leave the house, it just gets worse and worse. So that's law of attraction. You had a negative thought, it just attracted more negative thoughts. If you really hate selling, if this feels like you really dread lead generation, selling, talking about your offers, guess what? That feeling with you is going to stay. And if you don't shift your energy around it, nothing is going to shift, right? It's not like somebody's going to come and like, hey, by the way, sell to me, take my money, right? So it's very rare for that to happen. So we can shift our energy around sales because you can think about selling being fun, and also shifting your perspective to thinking that selling is connecting with another human being and seeing how you can be of service to them today to help them make their lives a bit better today. Like I said, anybody that pays you or where you are providing a service is either you're helping them gain something or helping them save money or time, right? So either or, that's when you're of service to others, right? So let's start shifting our energy and perspective around sales, because we don't have to do sales. We actually get to do this. We get to run our businesses online in our PJs, and we get to work with international clients, and we get to work whenever we want. So we actually get to have interesting sales conversations with people, right? So also remember to be grateful, right? And we're only selling to people who are part of our network, social media, and our community, and people we're interacting with. And if we build the right sales funnels, like I said, they will do the heavy lifting for us, so that when we start a conversation, it's not like I have to sit and tell them what do I do and I have to convince them of what I do. No. Like today I had a call with someone. He's like, now the selling part comes to tell me like how you can help me. I'm like, no, I've shared with you a couple of links. You can just ask me your questions and I will, this is not a sales call, right? So like, I don't even like to call it a sales call, right? So once you implement the right sales funnel into your business, it will do the heavy lifting for you. So you're only connecting with the right people and speaking to the right people, and it's no longer selling. And when it comes to law of the universe and law of attraction and mindset, remembering that there's an abundance of people that want to work with you, it doesn't only fall on one person. That's why, to me, I don't have this fear of rejection myself. Because one person rejected you doesn't mean everybody else will reject you, right? If you go on, guys, if you go on Instagram or on LinkedIn, put the hashtag. Let's say you're a website designer for health coaches. Put the hashtag health coach. Look how many posts come from health coaches, right? When you go on LinkedIn, you can actually write health coach, look for the UK, for example, or the USA, and you could see the number of coaches out there. There is abundance of potential leads. So I won't ever let one person saying no to me affect my entire energy for the day and my entire business and my mission in life, right? Because my why is bigger than that fear of rejection, right? And it's just by remembering that there is abundance of leads, right? Abundance of leads, abundance of business opportunities. And please don't tell me AI is going to replace us and I don't know what and I don't know who. No one's going to replace you. You're all of value, all right? And, you know, as business owners, and if you're part of Society Gal, we're all here to be improving and upskilling our services and learning, and so that nothing will ever replace this. I've been getting this a lot from people, like content creators are worried about their jobs, VAs are worried about their jobs. I'm like, there's abundance of everything, so just stop worrying about losing your jobs to AIs. So yeah, I'm not gonna go much into that, but I do want you to start falling in love with sales. If you want to message me about it, I'm happy to chat about it later. Because I'm an extrovert, I actually naturally know how to speak to strangers, but most of my clients are introverts, and I did help them into getting learning how to enjoy selling and having, to me, it's just having conversations with people, right? So let me know in the chat once, how do you feel about this? Do you feel like some energy shift around sales? I do want to advise you on watching The Secret if you haven't. I used to be such a big critic around it, skeptical around it. But I watched The Secret, and really, like, this will help you re-energize yourself around abundance of leads, right? So let's see what the chat is saying. Okay. I really don't like sales because I prefer relationship marketing and building genuine relationship with clients. This is what I say on a daily basis. I'm all about building genuine relationship with clients, right? I guess this is a term, I've never heard this before, relationship marketing. Is this a new term that people are using? But we use sales because that's like the most common term. But I love building genuine relationship with people because people buy from people. Like, people buy from people, right? So I love that. I currently do 5 to 10 discovery calls per month. That is amazing. Sales is my nightmare, but you do around 6 a month, but putting in a lot of effort. Hopefully, Kim, I will be giving you the tips on how to implement those sales funnels, so that when people come into when they book a call or come into your DMs, or you go into their DM, things will be much smoother without having them to ask questions, and you keep repeating that. Making a sales call efficient but valuable. I talk too much. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, why not? Okay. Do guys let me know in the chat, do you currently have marketing or sales funnels in place? Do you currently have that, or believe you have that in place in your business? Do let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff, right? So let's get into the technical stuff. So these are funnels, okay? So I'm going to explain the old traditional funnel that we used to have before. So maybe this shifted maybe like 8-10 years ago, okay? So before, we used to sell by building a website. So that's where all the money used to be when we started in the online world. We would build a website, we will do ads and Google and get traffic to come to the website. Then they come to the website and there's so many things happening, right? Like content, news banner, logo. And the buyer is just so confused, like, what am I going to do, right? Like, it just come in and they're so completely confused. And then came the new sales funnel. This was, I don't know if it was initiated by ClickFunnels, but he made it so accessible. He built funnels, landing pages, launched this website called ClickFunnel, where he teaches you how to build these sales funnels. And now everybody has built these sales funnels. So a sales funnel looks like this, okay? You have a lead magnet, a freebie. I'm sure most of you have a freebie, whether it's a free masterclass or a free content guide or whatever it is. And you get people, top of the funnel, get traction and traffic to come to your landing page. They come in and they give us their email and their name, and we capture their lead. And then we deliver the email content, but then also you can start selling in the emails. Then they can make an order, whether they buy a course or they book a call or whatever. They become customers and then clients, and, you know, word of mouth. So that is the new sales funnel. It's very straightforward. That's why it looks like a funnel, right? Super easy. We walk people through the sales funnel, right? We guide them through it. And that's what we want to be doing, right? So I'm going to explain to you a marketing funnel and a sales funnel. They are different. They're similar, but they're a bit different. So this is a marketing funnel. So cold, right? This is called like top of the funnel, right? A lot of people do top of the funnel, where people have no idea who you are, but then they find you, right? So how do they find you? Whether it's an ad or a TikTok that you posted that attracted people, or someone tagged their friend, or they shared it, or it just showed on the explore page, right? So this is top of the funnel. They had no idea who you are, but now they know who you are. So now they're a lead, right? So we want to we want to make people go down the funnel so they can come. We have to be doing content, creating content and doing action on all these levels, right? So we want to be creating high converting content. Mainly Reels and TikTok videos is for getting people in, or ads. Then we want people to look at our content or our what we're posting, whether, let's say, Instagram and TikTok for now, and also LinkedIn. So I'm going to talk about these three ones, and even Facebook, you can say that. Then we want our pages to convert them into a lead and they become a follower or connection. But also we want them to sign up to one of our freebies. So then they're really a qualified lead. Then they become a customer, and then they tell people word of mouth. That's where referral come through, right? A sales funnel looks something like this. So once we get them as a lead, so now we have their email and their content and maybe some information about them. We take that lead, then he's a warm lead. What we want to do is to get them either to have a DM conversation around sales, to get them on a connection call, to get them on a discovery call, figure out what are their sales objections, handle that, give them the best offer, close that deal, give them a fast mover action, fast mover incentive, give them an offer, give them a bonus, close, and then, keep up leveling with them, right? So that's how a sales funnel looks like. Now, we're gonna start walking through specific sales funnels, but I want to share with you some best practices when we are building our sales funnels, right? The first thing is that we're going to focus on one main platform as our sales funnel. It's going to be either LinkedIn or Instagram in today's workshop. And you get to choose which one based on who is your target audience. So I'm going to explain that in a bit. So we start with that one main platform and we invest most of our time and energy on that one platform for the next 90 days. I'm all about being a master and on one main platform and one target audience. You don't get results when you're just trying to it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? So we focus on one main platform as our sales funnel for the next 90 days, all the way in, not like 1 hour a week, like all the way in, creating content, doing lead generation, having conversations, right? Like I'm all about doing all of them, creating content, having conversations, and what did I say? Having conversations, creating content. Yeah, so basically those three. So basically those two, like doing lead generation, having sales conversation, and creating content. So once you set up that main platform, you do daily outreach for at least 1 hour, so people get to funnel in to your world. So let's say people are already following you. Great. So now we want to start conversations with them, right? So when I tell them like, hey, thank you so much for being here. So start a conversation, engaging with their content. There's so many people that teach you how to engage with your audience. I can share some tips here, of course, and I will, but it's all about engaging with your followers and people you follow. I always follow ideal clients. I have around now 4,000 followers. I've removed like anyone that's not an ideal client or spam accounts. And I follow a lot of coaches and service providers and I engage with them. So I do daily outreach with them as well. And I engage with my followers and I look for potential clients, right? I get them to come into my world. I get them to know that I exist. So we do 1 hour a day for daily outreach. And then every few weeks, you optimize your bio, your about section, specific keywords you can add and optimize your keywords by having more conversations with people and seeing what they're sharing with you, right? So for example, I get a lot of people say like, yeah, I want to hire a website designer for luxury brands. Do you do that? And then you're like, yeah, maybe I've been sharing so many things about luxury brands. Maybe I should focus on that. Then you update your bio based on a couple of conversations because now that's the thing that you want to focus on. So remember to have those conversations and save what they're sharing with you and the keywords so you can use them in your content and in your bio. And then after 30 days, after the first 30 days, then you can set up a supporting sales funnel. And that is usually email marketing, right? Because you guys have all seen how many accounts have been hacked by Meta. So last year, around 2 million accounts been hacked by Meta. 2 weeks ago, Instagram, crashed for a day. So everybody was panicking. So basically you can lose your account any day, but the only account you cannot lose is email marketing and the database you built, because they all save that as an Excel sheet or a CSV file. So you can never lose that. And that is data that you own because people shared it with you, right? That is why I highly stress on email marketing. All right. Yes, so once you set up your 1 and 2 main sales funnel, you set it up one time and you optimize every 30 days. And then all you will be focusing on is a lead generation, whether it's inbound or outbound, and the fun stuff, content and video marketing. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to do. It takes time to set up that first one, takes 1 week, then maybe like another week for email marketing. And that's it. All you focus on later is lead generation and content creation. And that's how you work smarter and not harder, not the way I used to work, right? So now let's share some best practices of a sales funnel as a service provider. Let me just check the chat. Can you guys let me know what do you guys do, so I can maybe share some examples afterward? Is everyone here as a designer? I know you guys are all freelancers. Yes, do let me know what you guys do in your business. Do you find that Gen Z is open to email marketing? That's interesting. Someone did mention that today. So I read this article from Vogue Business. So when people are buying, the purchasing journey now of Gen Z is mainly, the first thing they do is, if they want to buy a product or anything, they go immediately on TikTok, right? So now it's their search engine. So they go on TikTok, they look at the videos there, and if they like something, then they will highly opt in to buy it. So they use TikTok first, and then they use Google as well. Email marketing, why wouldn't Gen Z be open for that? Yes, of course, TikTok is high for that, of course, for top of the funnel, but email marketing is where the conversion happened. Till today, email marketing is like between 80 to, now I will share the stats with you now. It's like between 70 to 80% used for lead generation and sales and conversions. And if till now Adidas and Netflix and Apple and all these giants are using email marketing, I don't think it's going anywhere, whether it's Gen Z or I think actually there's so many new amazing tools for email marketing that I think maybe they will just change in terms of delivery, maybe in terms of design. Yeah. And who's your ideal, is your ideal clients Gen Z? Like what is it that you do for them? Kim, I'm actually curious. Professional speaker and accountability coach. Okay, so there's some coaches here. Freelance, social media, email marketing, email and marketing automation. Awesome. Okay, so let's go through this example of a sales funnel for a service provider. So Helen, she's one of my clients. She's a personal branding designer. Okay, and so the first thing, this is LinkedIn, right? So if you're a service provider, I highly recommend using LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is not a social media platform. It's actually a business networking platform. That's what it is. It's a business networking platform, and its sole purpose is actually to connect others with each other, businesses with each other. Literally, it's for that. Before, we used to use it for looking for jobs and everything, but then it has changed. It has shifted, and now it's always been for, it's not just B2B, guys, it's also B2C. Because if you're a service provider, thus you are providing a service for another business or another person, right? So if you're a freelance social media manager, you should be using LinkedIn, because you will look for people that need your services. If you're if you're a speaker coach, you might be looking for potentially 6-figure coaches that are interested in finding a coach to help them, right? Or specific types of speakers or people in PR, right? So the first thing that people land on when they come to LinkedIn, this section, right? You could see with my blue cursor. So we have the cover page, which is basically our billboard. Here, I highly advise you to highlight like your unique value proposition, what you do exactly. So she's a brand building studio for female entrepreneurs and conscious lifestyle brands, with her logo and her Instagram. This is what she's calling their attention to. But here it's very clear what she does and who she works with, right? And then we have the headline. A lot of people here make the mistake of just putting like accountability coach or like a design agency. Like that's it. But this is your elevator pitch. You know, when you go to Shark Tank, you know, when you watch it and people come like, hey, I'm Amanda and this is what I do. That's her elevator pitch. That's what you need to do here. You want a strong, unique value proposition or a strong elevator pitch that says exactly what you do, who you serve, and who you help. So you can highlight that here, as well as any extra keywords that you think are important for them to know, right? So she is an empowerment-based branding that moves the needle for womankind. She also added that she works with conscious lifestyle brand, and you know she has a branding agency, basically, right? And then here, if you add the creator tool on LinkedIn, you can put the hashtag. So basically, these are the the different types of content that you will be talking about and sharing on LinkedIn. She talks about brand design, brand building, and personal branding. And she's German, so she uses these keywords. So when somebody is searching for personal branding Germany, she's going to show up first. This is like Google, right? This is all for Google SEO. So this is super important to work on this section. The second section that's very important that a lot of people don't use and underuse is the featured section. Guys, so many business owners come and they spend 2-3 months working on their website. It's like, I don't know, like, why do you work on your website, right? I mean, websites are important, don't get me wrong, okay? But if you're in your first 6 months, what matters most is actually getting leads and having income, right? Because if we don't support ourselves, who's going to support us? So if you use LinkedIn, right, it can actually be your website or your one-page website before you work on your website or while you're building your website. Because here you actually don't need to design anything and you don't need any coding, because LinkedIn literally gives you all the tools and the spaces to just fill in the blanks. And this includes the featured section, okay? Guys, if you have questions about LinkedIn while I'm talking, please drop them because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So this section is the featured section. Basically, here's where I like to say, like, it's a customer journey where basically I spoon feed what I want people to do, right? I want them to look at these specific things because these will help them move them forward into a decision buying, right? Or to tell them, like, literally, what is it that I do, right? And how we can work together. So for now, she is highlighting like 4 tips for personal branding, right? To finding your signature style. So here she can share educational content. Then she recently posted a workshop about branding in Germany. So she wants to highlight that. So maybe she can attract more women to come to the personal workshop, where it's a paid workshop. And then different services about how you can work with her. Here, basically, you can post your services and your testimonials, discovery call link, so like a link to book a call with you. And then you can put like a case study. So if you have client testimonials or a case study, you can highlight that in the featured. So that way, when they're coming into connecting with you, they can see, how can I work with you? What are your services? I can book a call with you, and then I can see the ROI of working with you, or a case study, or your portfolio if you're a designer, for example, right? And this way it helps them when you're connecting with them. So this is how this LinkedIn profile looks like, right? Like just the beginning of the LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I didn't share the rest of it. But basically, I actually have a LinkedIn free guide. If you're interested, just when you follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram, I'll share those later. I can share with you how to turn your LinkedIn into a sales funnel. So into like a optimized sales funnel. So you can just message me about it. And then when you are using LinkedIn as your main sales funnel, once you have optimized your LinkedIn to act as a sales funnel, then there's this beautiful tool on LinkedIn. It's called Sales Navigator. Do you guys know Sales Navigator? Has anybody ever used it? This is basically a paid service, which is basically a paid search engine. It gives you the biggest database of businesses in the world, right? Here you can literally look for like health coaches in the first year of business in London, for example, with the 2 employees, or like whatever, like 2 employees. They're usually all solo entrepreneurs. And if they create content related to AI, for example, or just health coaches in London that just started the business in the last 2 years, and it can give you a super laser focus list. then you can use that list to start connecting with ideal clients. When these ideal clients fall onto your optimized LinkedIn, they can see that you can actually help health coaches. This is how you've helped health coaches, for example, with case studies and how you help and how you stand out. And that will either get them to accept connecting with you or ignore you, right? So I highly advise that when you're using LinkedIn, after optimizing your LinkedIn profile and making it act as a sales funnel, so that you no longer need to answer the question, hey, what is it that you do? What are your services? What's the ROI of work? All the stuff that people ask you. It's all highlighted here in their beautiful sections. And all you need to be doing on a daily basis is using LinkedIn to find ideal clients and connecting with them. All right. And this is a quick example for a coach. So I see there's a coach here, so I'll go over it quickly. So it's the same thing. You create a keyword specific optimized LinkedIn profile and a LinkedIn business page. This is very important, guys. Feature your best case studies, your services, how to work with you, as well as educational and problem solving posts on the featured section. Then look for specific ideal clients using LinkedIn. So there's the LinkedIn free engine. So there's a free search engine. So if you just go on LinkedIn, you look for health coaches, you can get, it won't be laser focused, but if you don't want to pay for Sales Navigator, you could do that. Or you can pay for Sales Navigator and get really, really targeted lists. And then start connecting with them. So establish a connection. I'm all about, as you say, relationship marketing. I might need to start using that. So once you start connecting with them, because they accepted connecting with you, now a relationship starts to build, and then you can get them to show more interest by having more conversations with them, right? People buy from people, guys. So when you have more conversations with them, they get to know you, they get to trust you, and so forth. And then you can invite them to a free coaching session or a free masterclass or webinar. For the designer, you can give them a website audit, a brand audit. All right, I'm going to move on because we're only 10 minutes away. So now let's simplify the process of signing clients. Okay, so now that's for LinkedIn, right? I just realized something. Yeah, so ignore, I've already covered this one. I just realized that. I'm gonna share with you, Dana, later, my LinkedIn free guide, and it will give you how to craft your headline. So I'm gonna share it with you after the call. So this is a revamped LinkedIn profile, as I've shared with you an example. Basically a cover page and a headline that's very clear, like who you serve, how you help them. And then the featured section. So I gave them a post, an educational post, a new service, and how to book a call with me. And then an optimized about section. So here is an optimized LinkedIn about section where it's literally a sales funnel, guys. It's like literally a sales funnel where you tell them how you can help them, exactly how I can help them. If they go through similar challenges, I also share some client testimonials. I share with them how I can help them. I share my authority with them, and I give them different call to actions. And then you do the same thing for the business page, right? So this is a business page, just like a Facebook page, but a business page. And here you can add more details. You really don't need a website when you have an optimized LinkedIn page, okay? Do you guys have any lead magnets? Do let me know in the chat if you have any lead magnets. I don't usually share the slides after. Let me know exactly this call is recorded, so you will have access to this call. Let me know, guys, if you have a lead magnet and who is using email marketing, and I will move on to the next slide. You can't see it very well. I'm not sure why you can't see it well, but hopefully in the recording you can. All right, so let's set up now the supporting sales funnel. I call it the supporting sales funnel, right? Because we need to be having a main sales funnel, which is, let's say, a LinkedIn, okay? And I will cover Instagram in a bit. And then we want to funnel people from LinkedIn or Instagram into email marketing, because these are leads that we can actually own, right? So email marketing has an ROI, return on investment, of 4,200%. Every dollar you spend on email marketing, whether it's a tool or getting people to sign up to your email, you get $42 as return on investment. It's 40% better converting than Facebook and Twitter, and 37% of respondents name email as the most effective channel for customer loyalty and retention. I sign up to all the amazing bikini brands that I follow, because now I know they're going to be giving us so many offers and all the new launches, right? To Zara, to ASOS, to all those things, because we know when they have Black Friday, Labor Day offers, bank holiday. How do we know there's offers, right? It's through emails. So email is highly functioning for now, and it's mostly used for lead generation and sales and customer retention. This is what I was telling you, lead nurturing and customer retention. So let me share with you a simple email sales funnel. So we start off by creating a lead magnet and launching email marketing. I'm sure most of you know how that looks like in case you have a lead magnet, but it's something like this. So you get people to come into a squeeze page, or let's say it's a landing page. Hey, this is my free guide on how to write 10 captions or 20 captions using ChatGPT. Let's say that is your new lead magnet, right? You get people to sign up to it. They sign up, and then you get these automated emails. It's all automated. So I use Flowdesk. There's ConvertKit. There's MailerLite. There's just so many amazing tools out there. So you can automate all of those emails to go out. All right. And you create high value content in all these emails, and you can sell to them in those emails. Get them on a sales call, get them on a discovery call, get them to go check out your course page, get them to sign up to a new masterclass, whatever it is, but you get to sell to them in your automated email sequences. And this is another one, right? So they opt in. Thank you for signing up. Here is the link to download it. Then you share another content. Then you can share another content. You can send them to your blog, or you can send them to the reel that you did, or the Canva post that you took 2-3 hours to work on. So you can get more traction on that. Then you can tell them, hey, why don't we hop on a call and talk about your biggest challenges, more content. And then you can send them to a live masterclass, or book another call, right? As long as you're moving them through and you're nurturing them. And what happens with email marketing, it's for lead nurturing. We stay top of mind. That is the most important thing here, right? So when you're saying Alia in your inbox, you know when the time comes to hire me, you might go with me, right? Unless you don't like my emails. Or you're like, okay, I could see she has these offers, and then all of a sudden she has a 50% off for summer. I'm going to go for that, right? I've been waiting for this, for example, right? Email marketing is important, because we don't want to rely on the Instagram algorithm. You know, there's 90 million posts that are posted daily on Instagram. 90 million posts posted on Instagram daily. So relying on people to see my Canva post or my story, and that is the only way for me to generate sales, will lead me to devastation, right? So if you have email marketing set up, it supports Instagram. I'm not saying let go of Instagram. I will let go of Instagram at some point, but I have multiple sales funnels that are supported with email marketing, and I sell through email marketing and through LinkedIn and through Instagram, but they support each other. So one day Instagram crashes, I can email people. One day Instagram crashes, I have LinkedIn, right? You start off with one, but definitely have email marketing as a supporting sales funnel. Okay, we have a few minutes. Let me know, guys, who here is using Instagram to get clients. Let me know in the chat. Most people love using Instagram. So I'm going to share with you how to turn your Instagram into also a sales funnel. So let's turn it into a high converting sales funnel. I'm going to use mine as an example, right? So we have the username and the username here. These are both searchable through Instagram. So make sure, the most important thing is to put some keywords that people might search for, right? So I write marketing, I write sales, I write business. So people might be looking for that. You can write website designer, Anna, or web and brand design, your name or your business name, right? So you can add your business name, but then design. And also you can add it in this section. So these are both, people can search and find them using these like the usernames, right? Then we have our elevator pitch. Again, we go back to the elevator pitch. Like basically, I help one go from here to here. I help service providers go from A to B, right? So this it should also be almost the same as LinkedIn. Now, on LinkedIn, you have more space, but here you should have a really high effective elevator pitch so that when you are in an elevator with someone and someone says, what do you do? You have this high converting elevator pitch that you can say without them having to ask you, oh, what is it that you like, without having like backup questions, right? Or like a second question. So that's very important to have here, as well as telling them to go to your freebies or the next, remember, the next call to action. We have to like guide people to do things. So here it's important to have highlighted links, right? So now with the new links on Instagram, you can have multiple links and you can like customize them with emojis, and you can order them, right? So reorder them. So you can say the first one is book a free connect brand assessment call. The second one is download my free guide. The third one is go to my website, right? So like put them in chronological order by how you want them to go through things, right? Then we have the highlights. The highlights are super important. Sometimes they are not categorized, but I do highly advise you to categorize them because, guys, this is a customer journey. So I want people to look at wins because people always come to me, what's the ROI of working with you? What's the I'm like, great, I'm going to create several highlights with that. So I have one here and I have one here. Then I have one about educational tips. Then I have one about services, and I have one for a specific program. So people can go here and consume that content, right? But it's highlighted here. I walk them through what I want them to do. Then these three, right? So Instagram gives us 3 pinned posts. You can have personal ones, of course. So I here created a personal post. Okay, but don't just put a picture with you and your dog and say, have a happy Monday, and that's a pinned post. If you want to put a picture with you and your dog, share a personal story. People connect. Remember, people buy from people, relationship marketing. People will buy your story. They buy into you. So you can post a picture of you and your dog or wherever and share a personal story. Why did you start your business? This one is important. Why did you start your business? For example, what's the word for 2024? For example, a time when you failed in your business, a time when you failed somewhere. People relate to that. You don't understand how much people relate to that because they can relate to that, right? I like that. Then another thing that you can pin are your services, right? So for example, for here, I had a workshop I wanted them to attend to. So I was highlighting the workshop, and I had a new website reveal, and also in the carousel I shared my services or optimized services. I highlighted it here, and every month I always optimize it. This is a high converting sales funnel. People know that's the ROI of working with me, what are my services, and what do I want them to do. I want them to come into my workshop. So I launch for 30 days my workshop, and I give them a story about myself. I'm going to give you an example from a client. She's a PCOS dietitian. So she has that in all her keywords, right? She has PCOS dietitian living with PCOS. Like she has quick keywords here. Then she gives them a call to action, book a free consultation with me. Then we highlight the work with me. So it's a carousel of working with me and like the details of working with her. Client testimonials, case studies. People need to know how I can work with her, like what's the ROI. And she recently had a workshop, so she shared the details of the workshop as well as clear services, right? So that's the first step. It's an optimized Instagram page, right? And these are some of the results you get when you apply these. So I had a new client that just launched on Instagram. She was frustrated with lack of clients. She spent too much time on content and that was not converting, getting crickets. She wasted a lot of times on sales calls with clients that could not afford her, right? Or they went for cheaper objects. Now, after implementing, turning her Instagram into a high converting sales funnels and doing daily outreach with her followers, because she had like a large sum of followers, but she was barely doing anything with them. So now she started doing that. She was getting at least 3 daily DM inquiries about her services. She had more engagement. She knew exactly who her audience wants and needed, right? Because she's having daily conversations with them. And she started creating content based on those conversations. Guys, the more conversations you have, the more insights you will get about your target audience. But if we don't have that, how are we going to learn about them, right? So last point. So you've done all the work and everything, but you're like, okay, I'm now like, how am I going to stand out in a sea of competition, right? So you could be doing email marketing, you could do referrals, website, building an amazing website, doing Instagram, LinkedIn, podcast, collaborations, blog, reels, right? So you're doing all these things, but also everybody's doing all these things. So how do you actually stand out in a sea of competition? What is our superpower? The superpower is you. Like, I could see the Society Gal is like 20,000 followers. I don't know how big the community is, but I'm assuming there's lots of people that doing exactly what you do. But what actually sets you apart, and what I want you to install in yourself, to remember that you are your own superpower. No one can work and act and speak the way you do. No one has the same energy as you. And that is your superpower. No matter what everyone else is doing. I don't want you to dread on that, because that energy will hold you back, okay? So what actually sells is the connection you actually have between you and your dream client, because people are buying you, even if you're a service provider or a coach, even if you design a website, even if you design a brand, they're still buying into you. You know, if they just want a logo, they can just go buy any logo, right? Like now with Canva and all these amazing tools, they can. But no, they want to hire a seasoned expert. And when they work with you, they're going to be getting to know you, right? And working with you specifically. So they're buying into you, right? So focus on being your authentic self by showing up, sharing your opinions and your values and your lifestyle, right? Share a picture of you and your dog, share that you're going out at here or hiking or wherever it is, share your values, share your opinions, right? Because people buy into your lifestyles. Why do you guys think we love vlogs? You know what vlogs are, right? Like, here's a day in the day with me while I go to the gym, right? Why do we love that? We love that stuff, right? Like, we love to see those nice curated vlogs of people, because we're buying into their lifestyle, and people get to buy into your lifestyle as well. So when you lean into that and know that when the conversations you're having is only with ideal clients, it becomes much easier to sell and start conversations with people, because once you have automated those sales funnels, once you have those set up and it's doing the heavy lifting for you, and it's communicating what you do and how you do it and how you've helped others and all the stuff that we talked about, when you start a conversation with people, it becomes easier, because now you know people know who you are. Give them a couple of days to do that, because they need time to go into your funnels and look at your content. But know that if they're connected with you, if they're engaging with you, if they accepted to connect with you in LinkedIn, it becomes easier to have those conversations, because they've accepted to come into your world, and now all you're doing is starting conversations, right? This is a quick formula I want you to memorize. The more conversations you have, the more conversions you have. So more sales conversions that you have. If you don't have conversations, if you have no conversations, you have no conversions, all right? And the last message for today is, do not focus on the sale, but rather focus on the connection and the relationship that you're building. Some clients might not buy now, but they might buy later. Some clients might not buy now, but tell 2-3 people to buy from you, right? So that is all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much. Let's connect on LinkedIn, Alia Khatib, on Instagram at marketingconsultant_Alia, and feel free to email me if you have any questions. We made it on time. Love that. Do you guys have any questions? Let's do some Q&A. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, excellent. Dana, should I share with you the LinkedIn free guide later? You can send it to them by email? Or should I drop it here? You're muted.
Yes, you can chat it to me right now. I can add it in the link to the recording. So we'll be putting this recording in the Facebook group. We'll be putting this recording on YouTube. So you're welcome to watch it there. And then I'll put all of Alia's information there. You can connect with her.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you so much. About transitioning people from a lead to a client. Sales secretary Andrea asked this question about how to transition people from a lead to a client. Great question. So they can be a lead whether you started a conversations with them. So let's say you connected with them on LinkedIn and you started a conversation. So they can be a lead there. A follower is not necessarily a lead. I would rather start a conversation with them and then I assign them to be a lead, because not all followers are potential clients. So if we started a conversation with them, I would want to engage the conversation, right? So either asking them simple questions like this: hey, I'd love to know what made you connect with me on Instagram. So there's that, right? If you connect with them on LinkedIn, they actually saw what you do on LinkedIn and they accepted the connection message. Because remember, on LinkedIn, you should be doing daily outreach. So you should be looking for ideal clients using Sales Navigator or the free search engine, and looking and sending them connection messages to connect with them, right? So if they connect with you, then, so they're like a qualified lead, right? So when you connect with them on LinkedIn, simple conversation to start there and be like, hey, thanks so much for connecting. Adam, I look forward to learning more about your business, etc. So then you can start a conversation and be like, any big exciting projects that you're currently working on, for example, or you can go to their LinkedIn profile or Instagram profile, and then finding something in common that you can connect with, right? Whether they're sharing a content post about AI and you're loving that stuff, so you can comment on that and you can tell them that, or you can be like, hey, something simple, like, I love taking these conversations, taking new connections on a deeper level and actually hopping on a connection call. Are you up for that, right? You could do that more on LinkedIn. People are more up to doing that on LinkedIn. On Instagram, it's so much easier. On Instagram, it's like engaging with them several times, touching base, and telling them also, guys, that your DMs are open to ask you anything, about the different topics that you cover. So for me, I always tell people, hey, feel free to DM me, message me if you have any questions about sales and marketing, because now you allow the space for that to happen. And then once that conversation starts and I see that they're engaging with me, then I tell them, hey, why don't we hop on a call? We get on the call and then I get them to open up, tell me about your challenges, tell me about your goals. And then the conversation becomes smoother. Then I'll be like, oh my God, I've helped this client do this and I've helped this client do that. I'd love to help you. And then I leave that to them. So that's why I say it's not like on a call, it's not a it's not a sales call. Like, it's, to me, it's like just really being of service, like telling them, opening up, allowing them to talk about their challenges and their goals, telling them that I can help them, showing them case studies that I can help them, and telling them, is this something that you're interested in doing? And leading with that. And then, I mean, I hope that helped you, because I have sales scripts and I have all that stuff and I share that with the clients. But after doing so many sales calls, I realized that I do like half the selling in the DMs, and then the call becomes much easier because they get to meet me, they get to meet the energy, they ask me the questions related to their business, and then I get to close them in a non-salesy way. Like, it really becomes just meeting them at where they are at. The funnel is the easy part, the sales call are the terrifying part. If you hate sales call, like I said, Andrea, have conversations. We're not having conversations. People think like, yeah, I have a website and I have my link in bio, they can book a call and that's it. Yeah, like, we know, like, that's it, but like, you need to have conversations with people, right? Because if they're following you as a designer, let's say, they're probably following another 100 other designers. But you know who wins? It's that person that was memorable. It was that person that was in their notification, that sent them a DM, that engaged on her post, that gave her a freebie, that told her, let's get on a call, right? Not in a every day, but slowly, right? Because it's like saying like I have a Bumble account or Tinder. You match with a person, okay? Let's say you guys are single. You match with a person. You're like, okay, I will wait for him and he will come to me and he knows how to get me on a date. Yes, you can, but also there are 500,000 other girls doing the same thing, right? You can just start a conversation, right? And then that can turn into something, right? But it's all about being top of mind. So you can, if you really hate sales call, start a conversation. Hey, thanks for following me. Hey, thanks for being in my network, and picking up on those. There's so many different ways to engage with them. I hope that answered your question. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna read your question. I don't mind talking to people and having conversation. I'm having the hardest time converting them into a paid client. I have so many people reaching out. I'm still wondering, what am I doing wrong after the discovery call? Very good question. Interesting. So at first, we need to get the right people on the call. So I always have a pre-qualifying form, right? I don't anymore waste my time with people that can't afford me. So I always have on my pre-qualifying form, first, people have to fill a detailed form so I can know they're not going to waste my time. I know that they need me. I know what they tried. I know what their goals are. And I mention my services start at the specific rate. So my services start for me like at $350. Anybody that cannot afford me doesn't book a call, right? So this is my minimum, so that I never have to handle the objection, oh, it's over my budget, right? I used to do that before. I never had that. I always used to have that objection. That's one. Two, I asked that question in the pre-qualifying form, how important is it to solve this problem? So from 1 to 10, if they give me a 2, I message them. I see that it's not important to you. Let's book the call when it is urgent. Simple as that. I also asked the question, are you ready to invest your time and money into working on this together? If they tell me no, I also send them a message. Hey, whenever you're ready, I'm here to help you. For now, here are my free resources. So I don't even waste my time, okay? Now, if they answered all the right questions, they know your fees and they can afford you and they've seen your different packages and everything, when we get them on the call, we have the call and everything. I don't like to have them have the ball always, right? Like I'm not going to sit and wait for them to like decide yes or no. I give them an extra incentive, right? So I give them a fast, why can't I say that today? A fast mover incentive, a fast action incentive, like a fast action incentive. That's what I call it with my clients. I tell them, if you sign up within a week, I give them time. Within a week or 10 days, I'll throw a bonus call. I'll give you a 10% discount. I'll throw in 20 content prompts. People like that stuff. One, you don't let their ego start playing, because they're going to go away. They're going to be like, I don't think I need this. I don't think she's good. I don't think I'm going to get those results, right? So there's going to be that little inner critic talking, right? So that guy can be working, but also I give them a nice incentive or a nice gift, and I give them a time limit. And I tell them, I'm going to give you till next week. If you sign up by next week, I will give you this. And can I follow up with you by Wednesday? I don't even say, can I? I said, I'm going to follow up with you on Wednesday, right? Because I'm running a business here. This is not a free parade, right? I'm running a business here. I need to know, when am I closing clients, when and how much, right? So do you actually follow up? Because a lot of business owners don't follow up, right? So I highly advise you to follow up. So follow up, give them a fast mover and incentive, and pre-qualify anybody that books a time with you. So these are 3 important steps so that you can only get unqualified leads. I hope that helped. Any final questions? Bum, bum, bum. No worries. How do you say your name? I want to know how to use Dishira. Don't know how to say it. So the apostrophe is like getting me confused. Okay, I think we're good for now.
All right, we're good with questions. Awesome. And you can, contact Alia directly if you have any more questions or need a consult or anything like that. So thank you so much, Alia, for being on. That was super helpful, super informational. So much amazing stuff that everyone can take away today. And again, we'll put the recording in the Facebook group and on YouTube, and we will put Alia's information so you can connect with her as well. All righty.
Awesome.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, for sure. Thank you. Bye, guys. Take care.